Thank you. Hello, everybody. Bless you. So, I teach biology. Uh, First of all, we would like to talk about how I get interested in this topic. I am in ION certification, Illinois Online Network certification. And when I was there a few years ago, I was learning about the education and how we can teach better. And I find out that there are some applications there. I said, I know a little bit about myself, recently past 10 years, and I understand that I am very good with computer. Why I am not using application in my classroom? Okay, let me search about that. I searched about that at that time, and you know that I'm not full-time, so I'm adjunct. I need to find something for free. So I find a CISA. CISA was a very good application, free to download, super duper user friendly. I like it. And when I start to use it, I will tell you how it helped me and how I fall in love with the application. Students like it, I like it. And the reason was, again, very user friendly, but also at the same time, it was very good about the functions that it offered to us. What are the things? So my purpose was at the beginning, when I sit in that ION certification, one of the classes, I learned about applications. I find out that I can put that for my assignments and active learning. This is the point of this class, active learning. Okay, how we can do active learning with applications. So mainly, all these applications that we are talking about, they are text-based. I use my phone. I take my phone, I open the app. You have your phone, your app. So instead of students playing with their phones, they're on my app all the time that they are seated. And at any moment when I'm lecturing, I stop and say, okay, we go on VBox. Right now, the latest app that I have is VBox. And I will talk about that a little bit. But anyway, so the interesting thing is at any moment, I can stop my lecture and go on my app and send an instant question to the students. And students should be ready to answer. But I said I select CISA for a reason. What is that? Students can answer to me through the CISA at that time. It's about 6 years ago. Students can answer either through taking a photo out of the board, taking a photo from their text, because I ask the students to draw pictures on their paper. Okay, I may say I draw, for example, aorta or brachiocephalic trunk. Now I would like you to show me that you learn and you draw it on your paper. They should take a photo, upload it. So at this moment, I'm busy. I might not see all their work, but when I go home, I can go through their pictures one by one and check them and correct them. So one point was they can either upload the photo, they can reply in text, they can upload a video, they can upload a voice file, or they can open a pad and write or draw on the computer, draw on their phone. So then they upload the photo that they draw on their phone for me. Okay, so this is one side, but more important than this, and the reason that I like these applications and I get interested in them and more, I'm working on them since 6 or 7 years ago, is the fact that now my feedback. Okay, I can instantly say, okay, you didn't learn brachiocephalic trunk. I can type it for them in my phone and send it to them in response to John only. Okay, so this response, my feedback, is not visible to anybody. They don't know what I write for you. So this is helping John to continue, John, as an example, So you get encouraged to participate in class. But if in front of everybody say, John, your answer was wrong, so you're not going to participate anymore. You see, you say what should I?
Story of my life.
So this is the problem. Okay. So with this application, everybody can participate anonymous. So now the latest application that I'm using is much better than all these in some aspects, but there is shortage there too. So nothing is not perfect. But anyway, the point is we use application for this quick feedback, quick response, and being spontaneous. Also, I can upload my questions before, like what? I can upload multiple choice, I can upload plain text, whatever type that I upload, I can pull them up and show to the students or send it to the students app on their phone and they can answer it. Okay, let us go a little bit in detail. I will talk more about that. And at any moment, if there's any question, just stop me and ask me because I like questions. We can talk about that. And I'm hoping everything is clear. Active learning is among the strongest learning activities that lead to great student performance on both practical and written exams. Now, this is what I was talking about. Practical. In our courses like anatomy, we need students to really learn the structure, anatomy, or the physiology of something. A structure like brachiocephalic trunk, I'm talking about the physiology. I explain the action potential. What time sodium enter to the story or to the scene, what time potassium goes out. These are physiology. And you know, these are not easy for students to understand. As a teacher, I can tell you 99% of the teachers, they know that these are the not easy points to teach. Okay, so they remember when they were a student, they had problem to learn this. Now, we are teaching this every day. This is my job. Every day I'm teaching action potential, this and that. Okay, so not easy, but through this app. I taught action potential today. Within 5 minutes, I would say, okay, we have 5 minutes to review. We go on VBox. Now we go on application. So through the application, I can ask sharp questions. What is the role of sodium in presynaptic cell? You write it. Or what is the first ion enter to the scene in presynaptic cell? They should write it. Okay? And I will show you how that works. But now, active learning allows students to better understand and get higher grades on their exams. So I will tell you, I cannot compare my student understanding of top subjects through these apps recently comparing to the before, because I stopped my lecture and asked them. I'll talk about another app later. Requires students preparation. Okay, so students, now they participate. They can participate easily, anonymous, very good, but students, after once or twice participation, they learn that, okay, I need to prepare myself. So I put some reading assignments for them to read before they sit in class. The students should read the chapter content before class to be able to participate. I use VBox and Microsoft Teams, not Team right now. VBox is the one that I use. This allows more students participation since students had the opportunity to prepare ahead of time. So I help students because now they know the answer, they can participate. And also it's anonymous. They're not afraid to not participate because I will call their name or other students will see. Increased engagement. Students' inputs are anonymous and it allows more participation and engagement in the class discussion. What else happens? So encourages risk-taking by allowing more students to participate. Students' participation will be anonymous on either VBox and Microsoft Teams. Okay, so risk-taking, more students, there is no risk. So this is why they are able to jump in the middle of discussion, develops collaborative skills. Students' participation will be anonymous. So these students, if this is a group work, we sit together, we discuss, and I say something wrong, and everybody, oh, we don't know nothing. But on text, we are in groups still, but nobody never knows what's my input, because I send the input to the teacher, and the teacher can see. Later, I will reveal the wrong answers, but still I don't say who said this wrong answer. And I said few students, instead of saying the first ion in the presynaptic neuron is sodium, some students answered calcium, and calcium was wrong answer. So only those who did the wrong answer, they get, oh, I put the wrong answer. But still nobody never knows, except those who did the mistake. Okay, so the student participation will be anonymously and anonymous, and this allows more students participate in group discussion, because if they answer wrong, nobody will not see their mistakes. More participation in group discussion allows building more collaboration among students for learning. So students learn how to collaborate, how to participate, and how to do the working together, respectfully working together. So improves critical thinking. Active learning through asking questions allows more student participation and critical thinking. Students will learn how to accept challenges and think critically. Makes teaching more powerful. Yes, it helps me as a teacher. Active learning allows more students participation, and through mindful participation, because the students already studied and prepared. Now they are prepared, the students will engage better and learn deeper. They are not just sitting and say, no, they know what they are doing. Finally, active learning will lead to better performance and learning outcomes. So spark creative thinking. Active learning allows more students to participate in group discussion, and this allows students to think and spark creative thinking. So problem solving. Through active learning, students learn how to participate in real problem solving. So increases retention. The students who the active learning allows more students participation and better learning, that both increases retention. Okay, so students who learn better, they perform better, they stay more in program, they are not getting distracted. To better understand how active learning can be helpful, I will explain how I can run this activity. Okay, this is a typical course map that I do. This is my latest thing, and unfortunately the chapters are off. I fixed it, but I put the wrong picture here. So if you look at this, chapter 1, we start chapter 1, pre-quiz, mini lecture, during the lecture, discussion. This is the time for discussion. We do the software, and I will tell you how that works. Then I have some other stuff, then activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, and after students, they go home, they do pre-quiz. And before they sit in the class, the night before, they have done pre-quiz, now post-quiz after class, after they left the class. These are inside the class. For chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, the same thing or similar thing happens for each chapter. Now, where was the point of using VBox or the software? Would be the discussion time. The students already get the reading assignment. So the night before, I will say, you read this chapter. These are in the next slide. I need to show you the next slide. So I will allow students to get ready for participation in class discussion through reading. Students will read chapter 5, for example, page 87 to 92 on plasma membrane. Watching videos, I might post some videos for them, link to the YouTube or other videos that they have in their book. View the video attached under module 5 on LMS, like Blackboard or D12, making note cards. Now, this is the thing. Students made note cards based on SLOs. So this year, this semester, I started SLOs. For every class that I teach, I post their SLO for the chapter. So they have a student learning outcomes. They make note cards out of those. Then they do the pre-quiz before they come to class. They are uploaded, all the pre-quizzes. I can show you my Blackboard. You will see that my course is designed like the same way as I showed you in the slide, from A to Z, all chapters, and this is Unit 1. My course goes Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, something like that. At the end of each unit, we have unit exam. So then during the class, what I'm going to do, I will run a group discussion through posting. So now during the class, I will post the questions on their phone. SLOs goes on their phone. Now, they had SLOs before. They answered SLOs before, so already they know the answer to my questions. So now the only thing that they need to do, they need to upload their answers on their phone and send it to me. Okay? So through the either Vbox or the Microsoft Team to allow student participation in class discussion. So group discussion might be 10 minutes or more, depending on the time allowed. Learning activities would be something. So these are just typical. You understand that I'm just putting this to tell you the structure of my class. After class, I will post a reflection assignment based on SLOs of chapter through Vbox or Microsoft Team. Students should answer SLO reflection questions at end and submit through Vbox or Microsoft Teams. We have assessment that is post-quiz 5. So how I'm here to explain how active learning through text-based applications can help students navigate nicer and smoother through educational process and add the students' knowledge and prepare them for a better future at work. Okay, my experience. I was talking about that at the beginning. So I start with the CISA. Later, I go through the Google Classroom. Anybody use Google Classroom? Okay. So I can tell you the golden ages of using application was Google Classroom for me. And after Google Classroom stopped, because Google Classroom is Google, you know, Google is Google is competing with Microsoft. So they are forcing us, the users, to push the schools to switch from Microsoft to Google. Do you think they do that? No. How many years they are using Google? And these are not us. I'm not decision maker here. Even if I was the administrator at Triton, the administrators that they are in IT, they should decide, not me. You see what I'm telling? So definitely this is something forbidden, because 99% of schools, they are using Microsoft and they love it. They have contract with them. They know how to work with them. They don't want to disrupt their work and fun. So anyway, so Google Classroom was the best, and I will tell you why. Okay, now back to CISA. When I was using CISA as an application for my students, text-based learning, the problem at that time was what? I do a lot of activities. Students upload their pictures, their files, videos, whatever they upload. Who's going to grade them? There's no gradebook. CISA had no gradebook. Later, they add gradebook option, but you need to pay for gradebook. So I'm no longer using CISA either, because if I would like to use the CISA with gradebook, I should pay for that. Forget about that. Google Classroom had all these features, plus one thing that I am so excited to talk about that. Let me tell you. So we do all these activities very user-friendly. The app is in my phone. The app is in your phone. Everybody is in the same page. We text each other easily. They upload their picture. No limit. Everything works very fine. One thing, the best. What is that? When I send a question on Google Classroom, I put a timer for that. I say, I ask you this question, you need to answer in 2 minutes. Isn't this interesting? After 2 minutes, even if you send the answer, even if I grade you, it gets marked as late assignment. So a student in your classroom should be in classroom at the moment. So if students have the habit to go out frequently, they're on the phone all the time walking, they're telling you, I'm here, but they are not. Sorry, you cannot answer. Because I put timer, 2 minutes. You should be here. And at Triton, we have less students like that, but in, for example, other colleges that I teach, sometimes the students go out, they don't come back in 1 hour. And you cannot prove that. When they come back, you say, oh, why you are missing? Oh, I was here. I was behind the door. Okay, they're lying to you. Anyway, so this was the best thing. Microsoft Teams also has very good features similar to, they work on Teams like Google Classroom, but last time that I used Microsoft Teams, I was not impressed comparing to the features that I had in Google Classroom. I will tell you, that's my opinion. I didn't use Microsoft Teams for a long time, but recently I bought another app through the university that I'm working, and that university is doing a pilot study through us, me and my friend, and he has lecture next week, not here in the university. So about the app, and that app is called VBox. It's an application based in England. So we bought it from England. So they have a representative in Chicago right now. So I will talk about that in 1 minute. I will continue that later. Just let me tell you a little bit. Active learning through text-based applications also needs students to write their answers. We talk about this, so this is nothing new. So, 1 moment. Let me show you the VBox because I am interested to talk about the VBox at this moment. So,
And this is free?
no, this is what I said. We
Okay.
paid almost more than $700. The university paid for that.
Okay, so
Roosevelt
the
University bought it.
and then you use it.
This is
You
the
don't
problem.
have to pay.
No. This is the problem. You can use it for free, but if you go for free, a lot of features would not be available.
Okay.
And it's almost super duper limited. So what we did, I request my supervisor at Roosevelt University, I asked one of the supervisors that they said she can do it. So finally we get the purchase approved. So it took almost 6 months to be in our hand, me and my friend that he purchased it. Now we are using this application as a pilot study to report to the university, then they buy it for the whole university. But now account that we paid $700 is for 5,000 users.
Wow. Okay.
So it's good, they have different levels. But the point is now, let us go here and just let me show you. You can go here. So please put this, if you download VBox on your phone, this is easy to download. You can do it. And put this number. I can work with you right now. Just let me do something. It's fun. If you do it, John, you like it.
Okay.
If you like, if no, you are not obligated to do that. But I will tell you, it would be fun. Okay. And if you download it once, forever it's on your phone. You can use it for different classes or courses or meetings that you attend. Right, and you need to put this ID 152.360.084.
So you can do it web-based too, you don't have to download the app.
Yes, you can do it. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Thank you.
That's
You're
the
right.
website.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now look at this. This is iCloud. Two people answered a spring, one, because we have three. Look at this, the number of participants, three. So three students here, including myself, a spring, two people said a spring, one said autumn.
And
Okay?
spring is bigger because it had more
Yes,
responses.
yes.
Okay.
More response. For example, if the question is about sodium, the answer is sodium and calcium. Calcium is wrong, sodium is right. Calcium, sodium. Sodium is bigger. So everybody understand that the right answer gets bigger and bigger, and this is dynamic. It moves because constantly students punch their answers, and this word cloud goes. I have examples I can show you. Let me show you the real questions and the answers that we have because I have different courses. Just let me go to this one. This was a sample. Let's see. This is not a better question. No.
Okay, so that's a different.
Look at this. The question structure area that is closer to the body is called. Some people said medial. Some people said proximal, anterior spine. You see, off topic. So everybody see what they have done, but the beauty is it's anonymous. No one ever knows who posted this question, this answer. Okay, so I think you get a taste of this, and we are good about this part. So we can move on, and we can talk about more things to learn about this application. And I would be really happy to answer your question if anything come up. Just don't hesitate. Why text-based learning? In today's world, students get distracted by their phones, text messages, applications on their phone. This disturb them. This disturb them from learning or teaching. Active learning opposes these distractions by keeping students on task and helping students understand and reflect clearly through written assignment on their phone or LMS. Now, one thing that I really like is the fact that this is not verbal response. Your feedback is not verbal. How beautiful is that? Students write exactly. We have problem with writing. You know, in this United States, students do not want to write. They are better with talking, not writing. So, and With this method, we are asking exactly students to write their answers with their hand. They should type it. Okay, so spelling, everything is important, but the most important thing is they exactly need to know the material to write the thing. It's not multiple choice. It's multiple choice. Students do not need to write. Okay. Also, I answer them, I feedback them in written, and they can go back and read again my feedback for exam day. Yes, you have a question?
No, I was just scratching.
Okay, so this is the thing. This is very important. So both side is written. Okay, now I am explaining the Microsoft Team and Office 365 and also VBox. Now I can also a little bit talk about the VBox, the problems with VBox. Now, because I'm now currently using VBox, not Microsoft Team in reality, VBox has a problem. What's the problem?
Costs money.
You're right. But beside that, no, everything is expensive, you know, everything needs money. But I think the benefits, I'm very honest, the benefits are much more important than the cost of money. Because, you know, really in topics that they are not easy, anatomy and physiology is not something easy to teach. The students struggle. And they compare that with chemistry, with regular biology. Anatomy and physiology is much more complicated comparing to the biology or chemistry. But the thing is, through the text-based applications, we can teach easier. They learn it easier, and they get better results. Retention goes up, and this is we can really improve our teaching. Now, what I was talking about, VBox do not let students to upload pictures. Also, me as a teacher, I was able to upload a picture. I open my book and take a photo and upload it. And I say, okay, now in this picture, find, for example, I put label on, I make blank labels so they don't see the labels. Now I put a star by a structure. I say, what is this artery? What is this vein? What is this nerve? You see, I can ask them question through photo. I upload the photo easily through my phone. I take a photo, upload. VBox do not let you to do any of this. VBox, if I go there again, I will show you very easy how it let you to do the things. Okay, so for adding a question, look at this. These are the options. Either multiple choice, word cloud, the one that I showed you. You can ask them text. You can ask them ranking, numeric, rating, XY plot, pin on image. Now, it shows that there might be, I've never uploaded pictures. I didn't see that they have picture uploading. There are more features with VBox, but overall, I think it's more limited compared to Google Classroom and the other applications. And we need to learn more about them. Okay, so applications like this involve students in an interactive and collaborative environment. What is the best class teaching? The best class teaching is when you engage the students in their learning. So the goal of my using this application is to engage the students every moment. Because really, I engage them through this by posting spontaneous questions. It's well structured and organized to meet learning objectives. So, as I said, I upload the SLOs. If I go to my Blackboard, I can show you right now on my Blackboard SLOs for each chapter are uploaded. So, I have said to them they're assigned to do the note cards for each SLO. So, build on existing skills, applies a variety of teaching strategies, provides for a range of learning styles, cultivates transferable independent learning. Now, one more thing. Okay, so some students are good in drawing. Some students are good in verbally explain. Some students might be good in acting. For example, in anatomy class, we would like you to explain the whole digestive system. So this student is good to acting. So he or she goes in front of the torso, goes from A to Z digestive system explain, and other students take a video of this student and upload it on, application. So these are the ways that they can do different type of performance, different type of, so we call it universal design. We allow students to use different type of format to answer our question. And also as a teacher, I can put different type of questions there. You see this, but if I teach by myself with no application, everything that I do would be one type of question. You see what I'm telling? I cannot go different type. Okay, and one more thing that I can tell you, and I love it, is this. Okay, every day, including today, I did it. At the beginning of class, I say, reflect on what you learned from yesterday, last time you were in class. Or you can also post this question. I can say, what we did today that you like? How we can improve today's lecture or lab? These are a lot, and the students can write. And these feedbacks help me to correct my class. Okay, how you can add a structure to your class using application? These applications are the best platforms that can help teachers use formative assessment. So you can, bottom line, I am structuring my course, and this is the structure of my course that I showed you. Okay, so what is this? I structure my units, and I would like to follow this pattern. Students get a habit that for every chapter they should have a pre-quiz, post-quiz, and this and that. Okay, reading, assignment, discussion, SLOs. So through this, I'm helping students to get the pattern, and in fact, I'm giving a structure to my class. Now, if I tell you I'm among teachers that give the highest amount of assignment to students, that's me. I decreased the load on my exams. Years ago, I had like 70% of my grade of students comes out of exams. At this moment, all my classes, 70% of the grade comes out of in-class activities, pre-quizzes, post-quizzes, this, only a small percentage exam. So on exam day, the students say, oh, I'm sick, I cannot come. Not big deal. Because it's not a big percentage of your grade. You are not going to fail. But before, 10 years ago, when 90% of the grade was exam, if one student missed one exam, I had 4 exams or 3 exams, one exam is almost 25% of grade. From A, a student goes to C. One more exam missing, fail. You see? So this is why a structure is very important, and I believe that I should work more on the structure of the, my classes, and I'm working on that. So how you can still, yes, that's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. No. That's okay. I got you. How you can practically do it? This is the practicality. Unit 1. I have lots of formative assessments, enrichment activities, corrective activities, and now corrective activities. The beauty of this application is what happened? Laura? Okay. The beauty of this application is the fact that, again, I can see a student's feedbacks instantly. Now I will go back there and I will show you. Look at this. Even in this situation, look at this. This is word cloud. I see what answers are there. This is word cloud. Proximal, anterior, spine, media. But in a written one, so in a written one, look at this. I see the answers and I can show the answers. Still, I don't think that this is written. I can go. So the answers go in the screen and you can show the students their answers. I can show you, just 1 second. What was that? What was it? 101, yes. Let me go to today's class. And I was showing to my friend, look at this. Total participants 39, active participants 29, interactions 835, participation rate. And you don't know me, but you see that my students participate 74. What's your opinion about this? Isn't this excellent? I don't want to advertise about myself. This is the application that helps me to see what percent of my students really participate. I like that. I cannot do this participation without the application because it makes things easy. Students are not going to respond to your question. If I say, everybody with this question, raise your hand if you agree. Not everybody raised their hand. But with application, nobody never knows that they are participating. So this helps you. Okay, so I'm supposed to show you the, just 1 second. Today's written question. Okay, reflect on what you learned on Monday. Okay, show the results, yes. Okay, look at this. Learning about the flow of blood through the heart was challenging and interesting. Learn about heart more. Heart consists of 4 chambers. This is 101. 2 atria, 2 ventricle. I learn more about the health. Heart. Monday class was good, learning about the heart. You see, you can see their feedbacks, and I like that. Okay. I will finish in 3 minutes, then we can talk. If there is any question, I would like to answer your question. How students can benefit from well-structured class by posting your daily, weekly chapter learning objectives and activities and assignments and quizzes. We can build a well-structured class. Students can get them on their, LMS, Blackboard. It will help students to study and prepare for each day. How using applications like Microsoft Teams, Vivox can address the key elements in the mastery learning, clearly specifying what is to be learned. So with this application, I'm very sharp. So now, among everything in action potential, I would like to make sure that the students know the role of neurotransmitter, the role of sodium, the role of calcium. So I'm not going to talk about everything. When I'm asking questions, sharp questions at the end, I would like to make sure that they understand calcium plays a role in muscle contraction. If I say which ion has the highest impact on muscle contraction, and they say sodium. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to make sure, because they do that. 5 years later in your class, you're asking this question, they say sodium. I say, who was your anatomy teacher? I want to meet. Believe me, you see, I would like to let them know before they go to the upper level, so I don't want later, because the teacher say, who teach you this? Because you don't know what's what. Okay, but this way we make sure that they know that. And how it will be evaluated, allowing students to learn at their own pace and assessing student progress easily, giving them feedback, providing appropriate feedback or remediation. I can also monitor students. because this application allows me to find, if you don't participate, I assume that you know everything. I said, this is my mistake. And I don't have a big brain, so with my small brain as a guy, I cannot know everybody in class. So students skip my hands. And in the midterm or finals, why did you study? Okay, you didn't tell me anything. But now I can really pick and choose the students and say, you're not participating, you're not studying, you are answering wrong. Providing appropriate feedback or remediation, testing that final learning criterion has been achieved. Okay, I will stop with this. I think we are good for the discussion. I would like to ask, what's your question? Yes.
For the word bubble things,
Word cloud.
the word cloud, does VBucks have any tools that are like a content filter to make sure that students don't post something like inappropriate or offensive in the word cloud?
I've never thought about that.
Okay. Because I know that that was.
I'm teaching science. What are you teaching?
Psychology.
Okay.
But some of them might just. I'm talking.
I understand. I understand.
Students trying to like.
I teach science. In science, usually we try to be professional with the students, and there is not a lot of above and beyond topics. You see, sometimes I talk about the, for example, reproductive system, but very professional, and even the things that I say, still everything goes professional. I've never seen really one or two words. No.
Okay.
And I know what I'm asking. I ask mostly anatomy and physiology questions. I'm not going to ask something that they might be answering. But that's a good thing to think about.
Because I know that in, when we were talking about pull everywhere, that's another segment, like a word cloud feature. That was a concern among some professors that like, I was just wondering that like, that kind of turned me off with pull everywhere, using pull everywhere. I just wanted to VBucks have something. But yeah, it's like in science, it's a lot more, you know, but you know, you never know if a student's trying to be a hellraiser, you know, or something, you know. You never predict.
Exactly, you're right. And I can tell you what's the purpose of using this application, the opportunity. We are building a new generation of learning. Because with the today's world, you see that students really do not want to come to classroom. They want to sit at home. Okay, when we bring them in demanding word about the sitting at home, now we should entertain them. And this application really make the class a little bit more fun. This is why I would like to use it. And thank you for asking that question. Any more questions?
I find this very interesting. The question I wanted to ask you is, are your students, is it an in-person class?
Yes, face to face.
Oh, okay. And
But you can use it online too. I use it online too. I have online classes.
They're studying to go to medical school eventually, or they want to be nurses or doctors, or what's their goal?
You know, in 101, we don't know who are the future students. Some of them might go to medical school too. But overall, students at 101, mostly it's general education, biology, human biology. They have different approaches. They go to nursing school, different directions. And I am teaching different levels. So some of the things that I'm talking was from 200 level course. I'm all over the place. I'm not only teaching one course. So some of the questions that you saw was from 200 level, some was from 101. I'm teaching different courses.
How many levels are there in what you teach here at Triton?
We have only 100 and 200 levels.
So 200 levels.
Yes, 100 level, 200 level. But we have before 100 level too. I think we have biology. Maybe we have only 100, 101, and about that, and 200.
And then they want to get a certificate.
There are different programs. We have nursing program, we have physical therapy assistant, I think. We have surgical tech. We have a lot of programs. She might answer you better than me. There are different programs.
Well, and I think sometimes they're just trying to meet their science requirements.
Exactly.
General ed.
Yes.
Especially at the 100 level. So once they decide on their specialty, then they start to focus in on those higher level classes.
And after 200 levels, there is 200 level, 240 and 241. I'm teaching 241 right now. After 241, they can go for pre-med.
Oh, okay.
240, 241, they can apply for that.
So they
side.
they go into regular college, yeah.
They go to university.
Okay.
They go
those
to
are
university for bachelor's degree.
transferable courses.
And you know, Triton has a lot of good, you know, connections with the universities.
Yeah.
They are excellent. I like that.
Very interesting.
Lots of opportunities. Yes.
I'm interested to know how you're using the SLOs. You said you have the students make cards, and then like, what's the purpose of that, and how do you expand on that in class?
Yes. So first of all, we get SLOs from the publisher. But you know, I custom made it for myself, for my class, because I'm not going to teach all the SLOs of the book and all chapters. So I only use the SLOs that I want. And some teachers, you know, Judy, you remember Judy Jian.
Oh, yeah.
Judy had her SLOs for all courses that she teaches. She had her own SLOs, and I was working with her. This is why she was my favorite teacher. So when I worked with her, she sent me the link to her SLOs. Now, I break SLOs in chapters and sessions. So for each session, we have certain number of SLOs, but not again all SLOs, because we don't have time for all SLOs, and we don't want to make the, you know, the most advanced doctor in one course. We have limited time. So in that limited time, I focus on some of the SLOs. So I post the SLOs as a question on Blackboard. So there are, for example, 30, 20 questions depending on chapter. How wide is that chapter? How narrow is that chapter? So SLOs are posted. Now, students should download the SLOs, the file, put it in one card, either written or make a PowerPoint. Then they answer the SLOs.
Okay, so you pose the statement as a question. So if your SLO is to identify the 4 chambers of the heart, you would ask it as, what are the 4 chambers of the heart?
Exactly,
I see.
exactly.
Okay.
And it takes time. I just started this semester. I believe, based on what you are telling, still I'm not perfect about that, but this is a good thing to do. But I remember when I was teaching 240, I don't teach 240 right now, I'm teaching 241. So when we were teaching 240, Judy gave me the list of her SLOs, and that was amazing. I love that.
Yeah,
But now I'm making my
those-
own SLOs.
Seems like those would come from the course outline.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, if you see in the middle of my slides, it was telling that we should be straightforward about what we are, about expectation. Again, I cannot ask my students to know everything about anatomy. And we have discussion with the students every time. I see a lot of students think that they should know everything about the human anatomy. And I say, you cannot. Don't go there. Just learn what is on your menu. This is the purpose of this method.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. It was an amazing question because I like SLOs and they are the heart of teaching, the base. Any more questions?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate for coming.
Very nice.
Thank you. I hope you like it.